In this recording, I'm reminding you that as a human being, you are a social creature. Well, that's obvious. So why am I repeating it? It is because as a social creature, you have this longing for connection with others. And there's nothing wrong with that. You are designed that way by the Creator. So to want loving, close, exciting relationships, there's nothing wrong with that at all. There's nothing wrong with having more distant relationships either. I'm just reminding you that it's important to regularly evaluate your relationships. I'm not saying evaluating in the sense that you are testing people to see whether they meet your expectations or not. That is what world people do. They have a set of expectations that they don't want to examine, and they screen people whether people meet their criteria or not. And if you don't meet their criteria, you're out. If you do meet their criteria, you're in. I'm not talking about that, because that's self-deception right over there. I'm not enabling you to operate in unexamined expectations just to be self-validated. I'm not doing that. I'm telling you to evaluate your relationships. Why? For a very simple reason. Your relationships affect you. Your relationships cannot undo your salvation. So we're not going there. You're saved. Okay, however, relationships have an effect on you in the here and now because your relationships are in the here and now. And other people are other spiritual beings. So a group of people together is a group of spirit beings together. And you as a spirit being, you have an emission. So because you're born again and you walk by faith, your emission is positive. Now those that don't have Christ may have a more relaxed emission that's not polluted, but it's not the positive. It's just a relaxed emission. But many that don't have Christ, they have a polluted emission. They emit negative energy, they emit waste energy. And if you have a group of people that all emit negative energy and you are with around them, that negative emission of theirs will affect you. It will affect your body and will also affect your mind. Yes, it will. Now, it can be that you have a good influence on others, absolutely. However, you're still vulnerable because you are a human being. And that vulnerability is natural, there's nothing wrong with it. And because you are vulnerable, I'm telling you, evaluate your relationships. For example, let's say you have some relatives. I'm not talking about all your biological family, I'm talking about some relatives. And these relatives are stuck in a vicious cycle, year in, year out. And those relatives, they have no intention of evaluating their situation, nor in seeking a way out. They just expect people to embrace them in their happiness. Now, if you have relatives like that, why would you remain around them? I'm not telling you to cut them off and to give them the silent treatment or anything like that. Just ask yourself, why do you want such people around? Or why do you keep them around you? Or why do you tolerate them around you? They have no interest in reality. If they did, they would evaluate their own situation, they would look for help and to be delivered. But they don't. So they don't really care about the effect their being has on other people. So that's already a red flag. But you want such people around? Just evaluate it. Okay. Let's say that there are people around you that don't really want to be there, but because they see you have a blessed outcome, they stick with you. They talk nice to you and all of that, but they really don't want to be there. If you sense that the people don't really want to be there, but for some reason they're still hanging around there, I'm not telling you to kick them out. I'm telling you to find intelligent ways to lose them. Why? Because such people will blackmail you with the fact they have remained with you. They will use their so-called loyalty to bind you. There are teachers out there, worldly teachers, that tell you if people want to walk out of your life, let them. And I'm telling you, when it comes to this, those worldly teachers have, let me say this, they have something right here. I'm not saying they're right because they're not in agreement with Christ, but what they're saying here is right. If you want to walk out of your life, let them. The simple reason is you are not designed to be dependent on them. You're not. Neither were they designed to be dependent on you. So if they, for some reason, want to drop you, let them drop you. You don't need them around. I repeated this often. When you are operating in the blessing, certain people cannot remain with you because they don't want to give up their darkness. So if they don't want to give up their darkness, then why are they with you? Why aren't they in their darkness with people that enable their darkness where they can find relief? That's what they want, right? So why are they still with you? Evaluate your relationships. And here's another reason why I'm telling you to evaluate your relationships. If someone carries envy with them, it may not be that they're envious of you, but if they carry envy with them, they are a ticking time bomb. Let me explain why. When someone is envious, they're operating in denial. They have anger, they have frustration that they don't want to face. Then they see someone else and they project this frustration and this anger onto that individual. And now they want that other individual to lose something so they are at ease. As if that individual losing something will solve the issue they have on the inside. It's not going to happen, but that's what they hope. So they are delusional also. But now they are factual. They can operate and function in daily life. They have their jobs. They know how to drive a car if they have a driver's license. They know how to be polite, so they can function. But they are delusional nevertheless. Such people that are in denial and in delusion, relating to anger and frustration, I'm telling you, they are taking time bombs. That frustration and anger will turn into rage, fiery rage. And once it's that turned into fiery rage, they'll be desperate and they'll leak it out everywhere. And if you are around someone like that, they'll draw you into their rage. You may end up being overly critical or toxic critical of other people. And later you'll realize, hold on a minute, I'm not like this. Why am I behaving like this? You're being drawn into the envy of someone else. And here's the danger of this. Someone that has furious envy, someone whose envy has escalated, evil spirits are around. And those evil spirits will use that rage of that individual to bring others into destruction. So it can be that you have a friend or maybe a relative, I don't know who it is, who is like this, and now you are around them. But this individual draws a lot of bad attention towards him or towards her. But the evil spirits now protect this individual so that they can keep using this individual. So instead, the bad attention is diverted to the people around the individual. And if you are around the individual, the bad attention will turn to you. So now you have people who are upset and want to take out rage on you, even though you were not the official target. What has happened? You being associated with someone whose whose envy has escalated, brought danger onto you. And I'm telling you, in the world it happens that people that remain around envious people, it happens that it costs them their lives. It really happens. Look, that's why look at the bigger picture. They say that rejection is God's protection. Well, I seldom take sayings that are floating around in the culture, but this saying It's factual. Now, people may refuse you, reject you for all kinds of reasons. Many of them are nonsensical, but that's their issue. But understand this. There are times when someone refuses you. It's really the Holy Spirit keeping you safe. Because if the individual that refused you, I don't care whether it was for a date, for a romantic relationship, or whether it was just for friendship, or it was for a job, or whatever it is, if that individual or the people that individual hangs around are in envy and they receive you, you'll partake in that envy also. And you'll partake in that danger also. But now that they refuse you, you can't be drawn into that envy. You get what I'm saying here? Another thing to pay attention to. Not too much, but just because it's important. People that never look at the bigger picture. They go through life, they go through their daily life, acting out their routines. They have their opinions, the way they look at things, and they never question anything. Such folks, I'm not telling you that they are automatically dangerous, because they're not, but they can be easily manipulated by third parties. Yes, they can be. And such folks, I'm just telling you, pay attention. Evaluate them. Because if they don't want to look at the bigger picture, and there are traps, they'll either easily walk into those traps, or they can be used by the enemy to draw you in a trap. Such people will often go into denial when they notice that things don't add up. It's too frightening for them, so they just space out. They don't want to talk about it. And by doing this, they will enable whatever's going on. Such people are not safe to be around when it comes down to it. You can be around them, but not for too long, because you'll get adjusted to their modus operandi. And when you become adjusted to their modus operandi, you become unconscious. And when you're unconscious, you're not alert anymore. The enemy can easily trick you, or anyone can easily trick you. Another thing, and then I'm going to close. People that always have some kind of accusation towards you, I don't care if they're relatives or people far off, but especially if they're close to you, keep your safe distance, please. If someone remains year in, year out with an accusative tone towards you, I'm telling you, that's an individual that, well, you get idea. Envy is very dangerous. Well, that's it for now. Agree with Christ and be at peace.